Welcome back to the Christian E-Ching. This is the lecture Introduction, and I'm Roger Sessions, the instructor for this course. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm Roger Sessions, as I said. I've been using the E-Ching for more than 50 years now. I'm also a Benedictine Oblate and a commissioned spiritual director, commissioned by the Episcopal Church, Texas Diocese. And I'm a founder of the Christian E-Ching Society. I'm also the author of the book, Wisdom's Way, the Christian E-Ching. Let me tell you a little about this course. It consists of 11 lectures, more than an hour and a half of lecture material, hands-on activities. These activities are very important because this is where you are going to learn to use the E-Ching to answer the questions that you are asking. It also contains a printable query mat, which I'll show you how to print later in this lecture, and a printable workbook. I'll show you how to print that as well. So you get a lot of material in this course, and I hope you're going to make full use of it. What is the E-Ching? The E-Ching is an ancient book of wisdom, first compiled in China over 3,000 years ago. It's been consulted by billions of people ever since then, both non-Christians and Christians alike. This book describes the fundamental patterns that govern all life in this universe, and we can use the I Ching as a guide to how we are called to respond to life's challenges in a way that is fully grounded in God. In this course, you will learn how to offer a question to God, a question about a situation that you're struggling with. You will learn how to receive a response from God in the form of the 49 query stones, and you'll learn how to interpret this response using the Christian I Ching as your guide. There are 4 activities you need to do before you go much further in this course. First, you need to acquire the Christian I Ching book, you need to acquire a set of query stones, and you need to create the query mat and the workbook. I'll show you how to do each of these now. The first thing you'll need to do is acquire the book, Wisdom's Way, the Christian I Ching, by myself, Roger Sessions. This is the book that we're going to be using in this course. You can either borrow it from somebody, you can share a copy with somebody else who's taking the same course, or you can purchase your own copy. The easiest way to purchase it is probably on Amazon, and if you just search for Wisdom's Way by Roger Sessions, you'll find it fairly quickly. There's both a printed version and a Kindle version available. I would recommend you get the printed version because there are a lot of diagrams in this book, and these diagrams don't show up well in the Kindle version. However, the Kindle version does have the advantage that if you need to enlarge the type, you can do so. So if you need to enlarge the type so you can read it better, then get the Kindle version. Otherwise, I'd recommend you get the printed version. You'll also need to acquire a set of query stones. You need 52 stones. You actually only need 49 stones, but I always like to have a few extra in case some get lost or chipped or something like that. They should be large enough so that they can comfortably be held in your hand, but not so large that it's going to be hard to hold 49 of them in your hand, and not so small that they're just going to get lost in your hand. They should be flat and similar in appearance. You can get stones like this at a hobby store such as Michael's. You might even be able to just find some if you're walking on the beach. You might be able to find some beach stones that will work well. These are some that I purchased at Michael's, and you can see that they come in many colors. These are kind of a reddish hue or a maroon hue. You can see that they're fairly flat, which is good because we're going to be moving the stones around on the query mat, and we don't want them, to roll. And they're large enough so I can easily grab them and move them when I need to, but they're not so large that 49 of them are going to be impossible to hold. So this is what you want to look for. If you go to a place like Michael's and you look in the area where they're selling materials for creating plant displays, you should be able to find them there, and they're going to have many different colors. They're going to be in packages that are going to be much larger than 52 stones. There's probably 150 stones at least in a package. You're only going to need 52 or actually 49. So if you know somebody else who's taking the course, you can split a package or just use the remainders in some project around your house. You're also going to need to create a query mat. This is a mat that I've included as some of the resources. If you look in the resources section here, you'll find the PDF file querymat.pdf. If you print that out, that's going to consist of 3 sheets. You want to tape those sheets together very carefully, overlap them slightly, and use a single long strip of tape to tape the seams of one to the other. The reason you want to use one seam of tape is you're going to be moving the stones around on the query mat, and you don't want them getting caught up on the edges of the mat or edges of a piece of tape. When you put the pages together, put the A page on the left, the B page in the middle, and the C page on the right, and then tape them together so you have essentially one large sheet of paper. This is a temporary mat. You're not going to use this for very long. It's mainly kind of like training wheels to learn how to manipulate the stones. Once you're familiar with the process that we use to manipulate the stones, you're not going to need this query mat anymore. So don't think of this as a lifetime thing that you're going to be using. You're going to use this for 3 or 4 times, and then you'll be done with it, and you'll be able to do it without the query mat at all. The other thing you need to create is a workbook. The workbook is where you're going to record your E-Ching queries and the responses you received. I like to use a 3-ring binder that looks like this. There's a cover to it and a back to it, and then there's a bunch of inside pages. If you print if in the resources section, you'll see the PDF file called Wisdom's Way Workbook Cover. If you print that has the 2 pages that make up the front and the back cover of the workbook. And if you look for the PDF file called Wisdom's Way Workbook Inside Pages, that's the PDF file that includes a sample page that's going to go inside the workbook. So the first PDF file, you're just going to print out 1 copy of that. You just need 1 front and back cover. But the inside pages, you're going to print out 10 or 15 copies of that. You can always print out more later as you need them. And each one of those pages is going to be used for 1 query. So you'll take the inside pages that you've created and you'll want to 3-hole punch them so you can slip them inside your 3-ring binder. If you don't have a 3-hole punch yourself, take it to some large copy place like Kinko's. They will almost certainly have a 3-ring punch that you can use in the self-service copy area. Just bring your pages there and punch them there. I'm sure nobody will mind. And if you have your own 3-hole punch, you can use that for sure. So one way or the other, you want to create the workbook by printing out 1 copy of the cover PDF and 10 or 15 copies of the inside pages PDF, and then putting it all together in a 3-hole 3-ring binder. So that's it. Go ahead and acquire the book, The Christian E-Ching. Acquire your 52 query stones. Print out your workbook and your query mat and put all those things together, and then rejoin me. You're going to find that the skills you learn in the Christian E-Ching workshop, you're going to be using for the rest of your life. You'll be using those to help you resolve issues that you'll be facing over and over and over again. So rejoin me. I'm looking forward to showing you how to use this incredible resource, this incredible discernment tool as a way of becoming closer to God. Thank you. See you soon. Bye for now.